So let's bring on our final guest. I'm very excited. He has graced us with his beautiful talent before, with his art of singing, with a very touching song. But this time he's here to talk to us about non-traditional jobs and what they're going through right now. There he is.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
How are you?
We're good.
Good.
I'm so glad to have you back. I am. And by the way, I've listened to your performance like 5 times.
Oh my.
Since you were on last time.
Oh boy. You're
fantastic.
Good. There you go.
I like it. I did. It's a really good, and I've sent it to like half of my family. They all liked it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I really enjoyed it. But I wanted to talk to you today about 2 things. Actually, number one, I want to hear about, we didn't really get to talk about this last time. You work with a foundation that is international.
Yes.
And has a very beautiful message behind it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. The foundation is called Piecing It Together. And we use music in the world to bring people together across divides that separate them. And we've been in conflict areas. We also use music to promote goodwill. Both music and the spoken word are artistic forms, and art, whether it's visual or whether it's music, helps cross divides because everybody can relate to it.
Right.
I have not ever met anyone that doesn't like art or doesn't like a song.
Right.
I think it's indelibly etched into the fabric of who we are in our DNA. So,
yes.
So in that work, we've been able to make some impact in places like Northern Ireland, where there's conflict between the Protestants and Catholics. We've been able to go to Ethiopia, where there's been conflict between the Muslims and the Christian Orthodox. Uganda, where there's been a long time war between the government of Uganda and the Lord's Resistance Army, and on and on.
Like my goodness! Yes.
So yeah, in 2007 I started that. But what inspired it was a trip that I took to Bosnia in 2002. And it was a U.S. State Department visit, and they had done some good work before I got there, and we made some good progress in healing some relationships there between the Serbs and the Croats, the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, and that was the spark plug that helped me understand that there was something here that could be more. So
that's amazing. That is really cool. I think that is just the neatest idea, and I've grown up around music, so I appreciate its power very, very much.
Yes.
I actually use it. I have a seizure disorder, and I use certain types of music to soothe the seizure disorder. I also have a heart condition. I know I'm a million years old. I sound so old when I talk about all my health stuff, and I have a heart condition.
Wow.
And I use other music to regulate my heart, because it actually responds to the beats in the music, and it will actually regulate and start beating properly by using the music. So yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Well, that's another piece of music, or a way of using music that I knew nothing about. So
there you go. But it is very powerful. It is very interesting, and I've used it even with my rescue animals. I rescue animals as a side project, and I use it to soothe them and help them with their behaviors and help them acclimate.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, with that type of work, and there's so many, I know you're also a musician, so I'm sure you're seeing what's happening with all the musicians right now. It's so sad. They were some of the first ones to lose work, and
this is the
so
work.
Bad.
If you're making a living off of music right now, and you're singing in concert halls and places like that, you're in decline. There's nothing there. I mean,
no. It's horrible.
My schedule is swept clean. There's nothing on it. And what was on it, I had to cancel it all. So we're just kind of out here, and we're having to be creative and think of other ways to make a life.
Right. And So first of all, I mean, it's an incredible pressure on the non-traditional jobs. It's not just musicians, although I think they've been hit some of the worst. But there are a lot of non-traditional jobs that have just been hit hard.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you're doing to try to elevate yourself and to try to stay motivated right now?
Well, one of the things that my agent does every once in a while, she'll send something out that relates to these times that we're in. And one of them was stay in good physical condition.
Yes.
And so out here where I live in the country, I've got all kinds of things that I do outside, which take a tremendous amount of energy, and really it's therapeutic for me to be in nature. So from a mental point of view, it's really gratifying, but it's also physically good because it keeps me conditioned. So that is definitely one of the things that I do. The other thing that she recently mentioned was don't try to go this alone. Stay connected to all the people in your community, not just in the community that I live in, but in my professional community, so that we can share ideas, maybe do some collaborations. I'm working on a collaboration right now with another baritone friend of mine.
Nice.
As a way to find creative ways to do this. And there are ways of doing this. As they say, you get a lemon, you make lemonade. So we're trying to make the lemonade. We're working on a concert that we can do, and we can put it on various platforms. And
nice.
And it gives us the opportunity to delve into what we love and to find creative ways to present it. And actually, for me, I think that's, even when we go back to this other way of living, the normal way of living, some of these things I won't let go.
Right.
In other words, I think we were lulled to sleep by the security that we were in. Now we're not in that security. We've got to be creative, but I think we should always be being creative, and we've got this technology here.
Yeah. And that's a great point. I love that quote, actually. That we were lulled into this security and now we've been woken up.
Yes.
And it's very invigorating in some ways. Like, this show came out of COVID. And it's going to keep going.
Right.
So many collaborations across, country lines come together because we're forced to go online, and now we have friends around the world.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fascinating.
You really don't know what your capacity is for creativity until you're in a stuck place.
Mm-hmm. Right. That is completely true.
You don't have to be creative. Well, now we do. And so
and beautiful things are coming. It's true. It's really interesting. And people are learning new talents. Dan Irvin, who's been on the show as a host and as a guest, he's started a whole new company. He figured out that people really love listening to him speak. And so he's developed a whole career for it now. And it's great.
He's a speaker now.
He is, and he's very motivating, and he's got powerful things to say, and it's great. And Susan, with her communications, and now people are stalking her on LinkedIn, and and it's great.
I think that's great. One of the things I'm exploring is voiceover work. I've done a little of it before, but it's not music, but it's gratifying for me. I like it, and it does involve the voice.
It's still related, and that's a great point. People, if you're looking for a job right now and you're between work, get a little creative. Stop and think, just like Tony did. Hey, what's kind of tied to this that I could kind of wiggle over here and get a little employment over here? And it's just like I have friends that have been doing recruiting that now moved into an HR generalist role, and it's kind of linked. It's different, but it's similar. I've seen people go from marketing careers into into graphic design because they actually had those skills. And so they just kind of migrated over. So get a little creative and don't just apply to things that have the same titles that you've had in the past.
Right.
Get out there and be creative. Susan, what do you think of that kind of thing? I mean, you're the ultimate communicator.
Absolutely. I said earlier that my coach was really pushing me to write. And once I started doing it and started getting a few of them under my belt and getting some reactions to people, it's actually become really fun. And I tend to write on Sundays after I come home from church when the house is quiet and my mind is kind of quiet, and crank some things out at that point. And I found that I really missed it. I really missed it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But then there's all sorts of other creative ways. We talk about the ways that some of these non-traditional jobs have gotten creative, like the restaurants. Working with the farmers and the ranchers to provide family packs to families through a drive-through. That's amazing because it's a ripple effect of helping so many people down the line to sustain their business. And then I always tell people, like in my accountability group and some of my friends who are looking for jobs, looking for a job is a full-time job, but you got to give yourself some grace and do something fun, and I'm no artist, but I am a crafty person. So I do some painting and I make some scarves.
That's lovely.
I do things like that to stimulate the other part of my brain and just give me a break from everything. So absolutely.
I think creative writing is an art form, and you are an artist.
No, thank you.
I was listening to you talk about a book you'd read, and then you wrote something about that. I mean, that was a very creative thing you did there.
It is. And she always, I always like Susan's posts because, and her art, kind of her articles that she puts out, because they're always very stimulating, and they're always about, they're always meant to focus your mind on something different and to bring something to the forefront of your mind. It's really interesting. It's
right.
And guys, this kind of stuff, listen to how we're talking about what Susan's doing. Put content out there. If you have any kind of gift, whether it's singing, playing an instrument, whatever, put content out there. You will attract attention, and people will start paying attention. I saw a guy, he was playing the guitar, and then if you read his post, he highlighted some of his skills that are professional, and he actually got hired doing that. He actually, no joke, got hired because he was putting out his guitar videos.
And comment on the post also, because it's starting a conversation, building that relationship. And then there have been times where some of my friends have posted things and I said, you know what, I don't quite agree with you and this is why, and we have a civil conversation about why we have different viewpoints. Yes, exactly.
But so it's very true. I actually got into a very nice conversation. I want to call it a debate, and because it was very healthy and it was a good back and forth on putting addresses on resumes or not the other day, and it was just a healthy back and forth, and it got me some good connections and people engaging. And so I think just right now, just relationships is a key word. Where's your sign, Susan? Put it up there. You had it up for Foster earlier. There we go. Relationships. That's the key right now. Build, cultivate. You never know who you're going to meet. Connect. Even to the people on the show, everybody is giving their time to share and to motivate. Connect with these people. They will talk back to you. They will reach out to you. They will help you. And you'd be surprised how many people out there are willing to just help. Look for the helpers. There's a quote, and I wish I could remember it. And it was Mr. Rogers that said it, Fred Rogers. You look for the helpers. In every negative situation, there are helpers. And look for those people that are posting saying, hey, I'm doing this, or I've got this going on, or if you need help with this, or if you have a question, connect to those people. They are there.
Yes.
It's very, very true.
I made the rounds to the funeral homes and got a few, gigs, if you will, out of that.
Right.
And many people who are musicians have just opted right now just to focus more on teaching.
Yes. Yes.
Because they have the expertise. So they weren't teaching before, but that is a way to
It is. Yes.
during this particular time. That's another way to do it.
100%. And it's a fruitful way. And teaching can be not just for music, but for other things as well, other skill sets as well.
Another thing I did was to hit the church market, so that on Sunday morning and different church venues around the country, increasingly I speak and sing.
Right.
And that's a market that is just sitting there.
It's true. Yes.
It's just sitting there. I mean, and so they're just explore that market too, because there's
oh, absolutely. Musicians, artists, all that kind of thing. Also, one thing that was very interesting that was brought up to me by a musician, but I think that this would apply to other people as well. City events. So cities are starting to host outdoor events and things because they can't do. And so they need entertainment. They need vendors.
Yeah.
They need all kinds. They need speakers. Get out there and make yourself known.
That's true. That's very true.
Absolutely. I think it's a great way to just, I think it's a great time, like you said, to be really creative. And guys, as you're putting yourself out there, again, make sure that you are articulating everything that you offer, right? And so if you need help with that, it can be kind of confusing to go, well, how do I say what I can do? Reach out to Susan. Which direction? There you are, Susan over there, and she can. It is, and she can help you to articulate that. Reach out to people that you know that are experts in what you need help with, and let them help you get it out there. Because right now, jobs are picking up; they're starting to come back. It's time to start, getting that momentum back yourself as well.
I was glad to hear that.
Yeah,
I was glad to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yes, it's picking up a lot, actually. Yeah. It's very exciting. And I'm hoping that will start to trickle to the non-traditional jobs, the contractors, the people like yourself, the musicians, the artists, graphic design. Man, graphic design has also been hit real hard. Now, marketing people have been hit, and that's not even that non-traditional, but those people have been hit really, really hard. One that has not been hit hard, and we were actually talking about this earlier. We have a connection with somebody, so if anybody's interested in this field, please let me know. Insurance has picked up, oddly enough. And in this hard time, I think people are thinking about their health more because of COVID. So insurance sales have spiked. They have gone way up from what I've been told by my friend. And so insurance sales have been very, very successful. So guys, if you're looking for a new field, if you're looking for a secondary income, anything like that, insurance may be the way to go. You can get licensed fairly easily. And again, if anybody wants more information on that, please connect with me on LinkedIn and let me know. But I think, just like you said, Tony, creativity, pursue some different options, that type of thing. And thank you so much for coming. We really, really appreciate having you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And don't forget to connect with Tony and follow his groups. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.